All right, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to be able to get in here. Let's have a conversation today all around how scarcity is stunting your business growth. So, in this episode, I am going to be sharing with you what is scarcity, how scarcity plays a role in our business growth, and what is the correct mindset that you want to adopt to help you grow in your business brand. Are you sabotaging your business growth with this mindset? So let's go ahead and give a few people some time to come in here. I'm going to check all my channels to make sure we are live where we need to be. Making sure you can hear me okay is going to be important. So I see me there on Facebook. I see me there, but Facebook thinks they're pretty slick. So let's edit my audience here. So when you come in, just tell me, hey, girl, hey, let me know where you are from. Um, and we'll get this party started. How's that sound? Does that sound cool? All right. So I was really passionate about coming and talking about this topic with you because I think it's so important for us as women to have these kinds of conversations around our business growth. So many times, we want to start a business. It's easy to go and get a business entity, do the things that we technically can do to be able to start a business, right? But we don't think about the things that really should be there to help us grow our businesses. So that's why I'm so passionate about having this conversation. And I think it's a really good time to have it as well as we're wrapping up 2022, leaving what was old and wasn't serving to us in 2022, and then showing up in 2023 with a bang and making sure that we check our mindsets and being able to help us grow. One thing I know about being in business, there are some very obvious things that we're able to identify in our businesses, right? But then there are some things that are very, very subtle that we don't get a chance to see. So I just want to read the room and make sure you're the right woman for the job. If you answer yes for any of these, then you definitely want to stay here for the conversation. Share this out to two of your good friends who are in business. Let's help them level up as well. So I want to ask you, has it been a time within your business that you wanted to launch a product or a service? And when you decided to launch the product or service, your mind came in and your mind was like, and you wanted to put a price on it, but you said, no, I shouldn't pay that price. I shouldn't set this price because I really don't think that they will buy it, right? Think about that. Did you answer yes to that? Or the second thing is, I don't even know if the people really want it. Did you ever think about that? Did you answer yes to that? And then think about this. When you finally decided to set the price, that you were all in your patient, excuse me, y'all know I'm a nurse. You was all in your client's pocket saying, well, how much do I think that they can really afford? And then you begin to set your price based upon what you thought they could afford versus what it was really costing you to be able to make a product or what it cost you to be able to deliver the product or service to your people. If you answer yes to any of those, you need to stay here for the conversation because what may be happening is that you may be sabotaging your business growth by a scarcity mindset. If you answer yes, could be it. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a scarcity mindset. What you're going to find in entrepreneurship and early on in entrepreneurship, we don't have it all figured out. Right. And this is why I can come and share this transparent conversation with you, is because I made decisions just like that at one day too. Right. And I realized very quickly after getting the support that I needed that this probably wasn't ideal and I didn't see myself growing. Actually, I was losing money in my business when I was trying to price my products and services based upon what I thought the people could afford, right? And where do we grow with that? If our businesses was based upon what a person could pay us, will we ever grow? Do you think about who was those shoes? I'm just going to give it because I thought they was like a crazy price. Who's that? Kanye? Kanye and his shoes. I don't even know what they were. I guess they were some kind of foam type shoe, supposed to feel like you're walking on air. How much did those shoes cost? Do you think Kanye gave a heck when he released those shoes about who couldn't buy them? But what he was entertaining is that there's plenty of money out here, there's plenty of resources out here, and the person who's going to buy them are going to buy them. And this is the exact same type of mindset that we need to have in our business brands when we're growing them. Because if we keep inflicting our scarcity type mindset into our businesses, we're not going to grow, reach our capacity, have the freedom and the impact in which we desire. Type one if you're with me on this. All right, so let's talk about really what is scarcity. Some of y'all be like, I hear this term all the time, but I really don't know what it is. And that's fair. And with that, we don't know how to change what we don't know, right? So when I think about scarcity, I think about scarcity as showing up in a lack, right? In some kind of lack. There's not enough space. There's not enough room for me. Nobody's going to buy for me. Scarcity, right? Looking at the limitations versus the opportunities. Now, let's talk about why we may have some of this. This is this unpacking that we don't talk about in business. Everybody wants to give you a strategy to grow. So everybody wants to give you a strategy to make money, but nobody talks about why only 1% of the people can really do the thing. And it's because of mindset, right? And the scarcity is a mindset that we bring on and we inflict into our businesses, and it stunts our growth. Okay. Full transparent conversation. Type three if you're with me. I want to make sure y'all are here with me for the conversation. So we got the foundation. Now we understand that scarcity is showing up in lack, right? Now let's talk about where does scarcity kind of come from that impacts our businesses. Well, scarcity is kind of a learned type of mindset, and either we've seen it around us when we grew up. Like for me, I grew up in poverty, right? And in poverty is a subculture, and in that we live in day-to-day survival, right? So in that we were always coming from a space of lack. So I could never see an opportunity because it was outside of the box, which is why I have to fight so hard in my efforts and make sure I have the right type of mindset, make sure I'm reading the right kind of books, make sure I'm coached in the right way, because that familiar lack mindset always come back because it's familiar to me. It's culture to me. It's because that's how I grew up. And very early on in my businesses, I was doing that exact same thing. But okay, so we understand that it's scarcity is learned, right? And it's typically because we have experienced something that puts us in that very scarcity type of mindset, right? We've experienced, perhaps you launched a business and the business didn't work. So now you're trying to relaunch a new business from experience, but you're like, well, what if it don't work? Like there's not enough space for me here, right? So that is where we're showing up. And this is how we're showing up. This is how we're, whether we're investing or not investing in ourselves, how we're showing up in our businesses, right? How we're pricing our products and our services. And then we're wondering why we're not seeing the traction in which we want to get to grow our companies. Now, this is a conversation for a woman who's ready to scale that says, hey, I'm aware I have a scarcity type mindset. Sarshima, what can I do? Right? To help me show up better for my businesses. Let me share with you this of how scarcity plays a role. So I remember when I started doing vision board workshops about 5 years ago. Okay. I started doing vision board workshops, and I remember doing my very first workshop when it was time to price the workshop. And I was like, all right, well, I really don't believe in myself as much, right? I really don't believe in what I have, but I think it's a good idea. And what would a person pay me to show up for this? And the first thing I went to was, how much would I pay to show up to a vision board workshop? I'm all in my own client's pocket, right? So I was like, okay, I'll price it at $25, right? And I didn't think about all the supplies I had to buy, the glue, which was $15 by itself, the boards, making sure I had all the magazines. So I priced it at a scarcity type of mindset. One, because I didn't know if people was going to pay me $97 to get in a room to hear my magic and what I had. I was in a survival mode. I just wanted to sell the thing and I wanted people to get in there. Y'all with me? Type three if you with me. Type three if this relatable. It's okay. It's all right to show up and go to school in public. It's all right to say I've made mistakes and hey, let's grow. Like this is what it's all about, ladies. This is how we're going to grow, and this is how we're going to get to the 1%. Okay. So thinking about that, and so I priced that. All right. So then I realized that, hey, I'm not going to get far with $25 workshops, and I can only fit about 10 people in the room. And when I think about how much it cost me to really put it on and not consider my time, since I wasn't making nothing, right? And I was thinking about, well, where am I really going to grow to? Like, what do I really need to change? So I decided to make an investment. I had been following this coach for a while. So I decided to make an investment. And that's when I went back to Canada and I ended up hiring my very first coach. Right. I was so scared when I hired my very first coach, but I knew, y'all, that my mindset around the money, I was scarce. I was pricing my products and services wrong. And with this, it wasn't going to give me the freedom that I needed. And I needed to get out of my client's pocket. I needed to get out my own way. And I needed to start charging my worth of what I could deliver to the people. Right. And not just trying to work with anybody. I hope this is relatable to somebody. It got to be relatable to somebody because I wouldn't have had the unction to go live tonight. So with that, I hired my first coach. And I remember our very first coaching call, y'all. By this time, I was trying to package up my coaching package and I was telling her how much I was charging. And I promise I can see like a big gulp down, go down her throat. She was probably like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I'm out here trying to be great, right? I'm out here trying to, and she challenged me. And she challenged me to make the investment, right? To go up on the investment for the people and challenge me and challenge me. And it was a work in process. But when I think about that hindsight, I was pricing my products and services by what I thought the people would pay me. I was in their pockets. I felt like it was so many other people out here doing what I was doing that what I had wasn't enough. So I had to compete. And by competing, I had to lowball my offers. And that was kind of like my start point. And it was scarcity. Now, do scarcity come up at different levels on your growth spectrum? It will. But if you're anything like me in entrepreneurship and really growing your business, and if you have that same kind of mindset that I had, then you're stunting your growth. You're sabotaging your business growth. Let me tell you what the challenge looked like. The first thing is I had to get clear that I could invest in myself and hire a coach, that I was worthy of that. Many a times in a scarcity mindset, we think that Google University and YouTube Academy is going to give us the things that we need. But the true reality is, although I was a Google University and a YouTube Academy person very, very faithfully, what I found is that I still struggled because I didn't know what I needed to Google or to go to YouTube for to get it. But I said I would never hire a coach to teach me a thing. And boy, do I eat those words today. Right. And so I had to learn what it was like to invest in myself and not just looking at a 5-figure investment, but looking at what was the gain. How many of you all have thought about hiring a coach and you looked at the dollar amount first and considered the dollar amount before you considered what would the gain be? We typically don't. That's scarcity type of thinking. Because if you thought about it, you would say, what if I hired this coach for $5,000 and in the next 3 months, this coach teach me what I need to be taught to grow my business where I need to grow it to, and I can threefold the investment. See, we don't think about it like that. We're just looking at what we're losing versus what we can gain. That's scarcity. That is a very scarcity mindset. So it's stopping you from even making the investment that you need to make in yourself. Let's play that even further. Let's talk to my service-based entrepreneurs right now. So my service-based entrepreneurs who wants to sell 5-figure, 6-figure, 5-figure, 4-figure, 5-figure offers, right? But you've never invested in a 5-figure or a 4-figure offer in yourself, but you want somebody to make that investment in you. How would you're not there, right? Because how can you tell someone to invest 4 figures in you or 5 figures in your offer, but you're not willing to invest it in yourself? You are out of alignment, right? The reason why I was able to scale my coaching practices and their prices was because I knew what the investment looked like. I knew how to invest $15,000 in a coach to get me to where I needed to be. So when I had people who jumped on my calendar who was faced with objections, and y'all, let me tell you, that was a heart dropping type of experience. It came with a lot of me to make that decision. So when I get a client on the phone who's struggling just as I struggled with overcoming scarcity and not being able to see the possibilities in in the investment of what they're getting ready to do, is I was hurt. Like, I know what that feels like. I know what that felt like. And this is what helps me work my clients through their ability to be able to invest in themselves. And it's their first initial step to overcoming scarcity. So I did that thing, right? I threefolded the reinvestment back because I had no choice. I had to lean in, I had to do the work. So I was no longer looking at, oh, these people don't want to buy from me, or I need to price it here. And after some good coaching, I was pricing it where it was positioned according to what I felt comfortable with, and I was able to threefold it, right? And then I knew how to help my client who was coming to me with those kind of objections. A scarcity mindset would never grow your business to where you need it to, because you will not invest the things that you need to invest in for business growth, because you're looking at the monetary price on it instead of the ROI. That's what keeps so many women in business stuck from growing. Do you know that only, I think it's 2% of women are able to grow their businesses past 6 figures? It's mindset. It's mindset. It is mindset. And scarcity mindset keeps us stuck. Another thing that I see that scarcity mindset keeps us stuck is when we don't know how to invest in ourselves, we don't know how to price our offers accordingly. And when your offers are not priced according to their value, you will find yourself working 3, 4 times as hard. You might as well go get a job. Okay. So I'm just being real with you, full heart conversation. You know, when you're pricing a 6 week coaching program at $300 and you're not well known out in the market, tell me, if you're 6 weeks, 1 hour coaching session, that's 6 hours. If you do the math, $300 times 6 hours, how much are you paying yourself? How much time, how much resources, how much preparation? And let's just kick the habit that we all got to start with paying our services for free. That's another type of scarcity mindset that's keeping you stuck from scaling. Why do you feel uncomfortable with charging the value and the transformation that you're going to bring to your program? Why do you have trouble articulating it? Is because you're trying to put your mindset into your business, which is a scarcity mindset, and not letting it grow, right? That is true conversation. This is why we as women are not scaling our businesses as quickly as men are. Men come with a different type of energy. Men won't even know what the heck they're doing, and they're going to price their products and services and soar with it and figure it out as they go, right? So when you're thinking about that, those are the things that you start to see in your businesses. It's hard for you to make decisions around business growth because you see that there's a lack of opportunity, but you can't see the opportunity in it is because you've not had that exposure. The second thing is you price your products and services according to what you would pay versus what your ideal audience would be paying. You are in your client's pockets. To grow your business, you cannot get into your client's pockets. If you're a product-based businesses, to make wise decisions about your profit margins, is you have to think about, what does it cost you to get this product, whether you're buying it from someone else and you're reselling it, whether you're making it, what does it cost you to make it? And if you're charging less to stay competitive in the market because you think that this is what your client's going to buy, you're not making any money. So what are we doing? So this is how scarcity really stops us from being able to grow, right? And the third thing is that you really have a hard time investing in yourself, and you think that you can teach yourself the things that you don't know. Les Brown talked about is that we can't see outside of the box. Like, you can't see the label outside of the box if you're in the box. So when we don't invest in ourselves, we look at it, it's a loss, right? Whatever the investment is, I don't see the gain from it, instead of realizing that I can win on the other side if I just went in and got the tools and the strategies to be able to grow me. These are key principles, my women entrepreneurs, that are stopping us from reaching our capacity. It is stopping us from going all in on our businesses. It is keeping the numbers where they are. It is keeping us running behind the race of men in businesses and our earning powers. We are impacting our households. We're spending tons of time spinning our wheels, doing all the things, but not seeing the results from them. And it's because we're moving out of space of scarcity. But what if you decided to look at a space of abundance? What does that look like? Let's think about some of these same principles that we talked about, right? So, what if you decided, I'm going to make this business growth decision? I'm going to go and collaborate with this person because I see the opportunity in it. I will see that I will have a greater platform. My name will be known with a new audience. Let me go and do this collaboration with him. That's abundance. There's plenty of opportunity for all of us. Money is free flowing, right? We limit ourselves when we are scarce, when we have that lack type of mentality versus the abundance, okay? What if you really priced your products and your services according to their value? What if you priced it according to what your audience really wanted to pay for this layer of transformation? What if you decided to stop doing $300 coaching programs for 6 weeks and started doing $6,000 coaching programs for 2 months or 6 weeks? What would that difference look like for you? And I want you to think about when I said that abundance, what did it look like when I challenged you to package up that offer for $6,000 for the next 6 weeks? How many clients do you need? How many clients would you need to see a profit when you're trying to sell a $300 coaching program? And let me tell you what else. When you are pricing your products and services like that, the people wonder, why are they priced there? And it makes them second guess you, and you decrease your credibility and your authority within there, because what you're telling your audience is, I really don't know what I'm doing, and I'm really not that business person that I am showing up as. They see that they're moving in lack. I'm, can I be honest with you for a moment? That's what they see. I remember being a free kind of woman. I wanted all the free content, right? I wanted the cheapest content. But what I found when I did the free and the cheapest content, it wasn't of great quality that I wanted. And now I'm a premium type buyer. I want to sit in the rooms where it's VIP. I look at offers that are priced according to their value because it tells me a lot about the individual that I'm going to be working alongside. So when I go pick a coach, when I choose a coach to work with, it's not solely based on the value, right, of the offer, but it tells me a lot about the person when they have. So I probably, as a woman where I am today, I probably wouldn't be paying for $500, $300 coaching programs. This is just where I am today. So it also, when you have scarcity, you putting yourself in a bucket to only work with a particular type of client, right? And those are typically the people that you don't want to work with, but because you have injected the scarcity mindset into your business, it is making you work harder. Okay. And then what if you just made a big, gnarly investment in yourself, right? And you saw the gain from doing it. Like, how would that change the game for you? What level up would that do for you? Okay. So I just wanted to come on and have a real conversation with you today for a real woman who's ready to grow. Real strategies to help you grow is here what I want to deliver to you. This isn't about, fluffing you with a strategy that you can't go and implement because you don't have the mindset to be able to do it. Right? But let's talk about the things that you need to do so that you can perform at the capacity that you need to perform to become the woman that you need to become, to do the things that you need to do to have the things that you want. So make sure you are not injecting your belief system into your business. And if you are injecting one, be sure that is not a scarcity type of mindset that you're injecting, but one that is one of abundance, that positions you in the market in the category of one that draws and attracts the right client that you deserve to work with in your business. So be sure you're not the thing that's standing in your way. And I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to quote Miss Oprah on this. It says, "We are responsible for our lives, and more important, the thoughts that create them," right? So if you want your life to be more rewarding, you have to change the way you think. And in changing the way you think, your actions will be different. You will show up different. You would drive a greater impact. You will have greater influence, and you will make more income. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of how scarcity is stunting your business growth to make sure that you are not standing in your own way of your next level. And the homework for you is to go and decide where in which area of my business am I injecting my scarcity mindset, and what is one thing that I can replace it with to make sure I am living and showing up much more abundantly for the people that I serve. And as always, if you need help and support with building your iconic brand, becoming the woman that you need to become to change the things that you want to change in this world, don't hit me up. Go to www.iamstarshima.com/build my brand. Fill out a short application. Let's have a conversation. Let's see if I'm the person that can help you get to where you want to be. Let's kick scarcity. Let's embrace abundance. And let's go out and do the things that we were created to do in the world and live an abundant life, because that is our birthright. Until we chat again, girlfriend,